Yeah, it is. Happy hump day, ladies and gentlemen. Spadoni, Lubman filling in for Shasky all week long, doing a hell of a job. We got New York Kenny, a.k.a. Ken Bone, on the ones and twos, and Chase up for Rookie of the Year alongside him as well. And shout out to all of you just getting off work and ready for work and ready for school, working out, whatever you're doing. We appreciate you joining us here this morning for the next 4 hours. A lot to get into. We got Matt Barrows, who covers the 49ers for The Athletic. He was at joint practices. He's been all over this team for years and years and years and knows the ins and outs. And we'll get his thoughts on training camp, his thoughts on preseason game number 2 tomorrow at SoFi Stadium. Plus, it's a Wednesday, so that means we have Dave Fleming, voice of the San Francisco Giants for NBC Sports Bay Area and R95 on the Game Giants Insider, joining us in the 8 o'clock hour as well. All right, let's start with the joint practice yesterday, Sammy, because I want to start with like the most positive news, because I'm a positive person by nature. Kaelon Black. I mean, we don't even have to do anything else. As long as he stays healthy, he is RB2. Just given the 2 videos I saw yesterday on social media of him running, first of all, that man's thighs are bigger than my torso. Now, I'm kind of skinny, although I'm getting a little fat. Dad mode, father of 3, get off my back. But that was...
No one was on it. No judgments.
That was the most explosive...
Some judgments.
RB2 I've seen in San Francisco since Jordan Mason. Now, this was only a couple of years ago, but they need some juice behind Christian McCaffrey, who, again, dealing with tightness, and we'll get to the sound from Kyle Shanahan yesterday. He seems to think there is no hold-in, just judging from his comments. But RB2, it's on lock for Kaelon Black if he stays healthy. That was my biggest takeaway.
No, that was probably the biggest positive takeaway from yesterday was Kaelon Black, because based off of all the other reports, not the greatest day for the 49ers at joint practice with the Chargers yesterday, who, I didn't know this, they have their own little electric substation right behind their practice
field.
Well,
they're the Chargers, so it's
I guess that's true. They got
with them, you know?
Go Chargers.
Yeah.
Go.
We have that somewhere. I used to play it all the time. Rick Tittle loved that.
It's funny how that substation never gets brought up, but, hey, follow the science, I guess.
Well, the Chargers, I feel like, have been like the second most injured team in the NFL. Again, yesterday, a couple of their guys ended up going down.
4 or 5 guys leave the
Quentin Johnson being one of them.
So there you go. Maybe that's the substation we should have been freaking out about the whole time, and instead of the one next to the Niners practice. I'm just never get over the ridiculousness of that conspiracy theory. I'm sorry to keep dredging it up. But, yeah, Kaelon Black, I don't know if CMC is holding in or not. I'll err on the side of he's just going to be on the field week 1, regardless of what happens. I'm not going to sit here and say Kaelon Black is putting the pressure on CMC or anything like that. But what it is showing me is that, if he's healthy and ready to go, I don't know if he's playing tomorrow night. I thought I saw the other day that they're not going to play him in the preseason game against the Chargers.
It'd be a great question for Matty Barrows.
That will be a great question for Matty Barrows to ask him when he joins us at 9:20. But yeah, no, that one video you saw, he blew right through the hole. Great blocking up front, too, by Trent. And I'll have to go back and look at that video.
I think it was Carver Willis as well. Was it Carver
Willis who had that
Dominic Pooney is out with a concussion currently.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, because that run was to the left side and Pooney plays on the right side.
That's true. I was just noticing the great blocking. But to your point, it might have been Connor Colby, might have been Robert Jones.
I'll have to go
which is great.
Go recheck that video. Whoever it was, just basing off that one rep that we saw on the video.
That's what we do here. And
one rep, that's enough. Tell me, yep, that's my starting left guard
2026
right there.
Social media. Hey, we're not all joint practices. Whoever has those videos, we're just going to, the Coach Yaks of the world, we're just going to live off that.
Us up.
Lombardi
was on it. Barrows was on it. There was a lot of guys getting video out of practice yesterday. So good job on the Niners beat core for getting the videos out that they did get out there yesterday.
Yeah, Keon White came back from an adductor. Kaelon Black obviously also dealing with the adductor. He was back. And DeMarcus Robinson, who was out of Sunday's practice with for an undisclosed reason, I should say, was also back at practice. Some of the ones that did not practice against the Chargers, Dominic Pooney, as I mentioned, has a concussion. Grayson Halton dealing with the ankle. That sucks. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey, tightness. Luke Gifford has the hamstring. Nick Bosa, he's got the soreness / tendonitis. Juszczyk still dealing with that broken finger. Curtis Rourke, obviously undisclosed / ribs. I don't know why there's both of them. Undisclosed / ribs. This is just one of them. You disclose the rib injury. I guess maybe there's something else going on.
Undisclosed about the ribs? That's interesting because how can it be undisclosed and then you disclose it?
Christian Kirk still dealing with that calf. And that is something I want to ask, when we have Matt Barrows on 9 o'clock hour. This guy had one practice One practice, and he's been out this whole time. Is he even going to make the team, Christian Kirk?
I kind of had this
Probably not, right?
I had this thought going into camp.
I was excited when the name, like when they first said like they were bringing in Christian Kirk. I think a lot of Niner fans were like, "Oh, okay. If this guy could stay healthy, he's a legitimate threat." Like, like he brings an element of like speed and athleticism. He can be a possession receiver. Like, may not have the greatest size, but like that's a name that has like legitimate wide receiver, like starter backup power. We haven't even seen him.
No.
Why did they pick him?
Between him or Demarcus Robinson, I figured one of them's probably not going to make it through camp because there seems like a little bit of redundancy with those two.
And I'd rather have Demarcus, just given that he was on the team last year and he did step up in a big game in a big moment in Philadelphia.
Sort of been on the field this year in training camp.
Yeah.
So instead of Christian Kirk. So yeah, that you don't have to twist my arm on that one there.
We are coming to you live from the Laughing Monk Studios, Laughing Monk righteously brewed in San Francisco. And there is a lot of parallels between these two franchises as currently constructed. Obviously, the head coach, Jim Harbaugh. We'll get to some of the Harbaugh sound because he's still Harbaugh, right? It's the same Harbaugh we remember 15 plus years ago. If he was at Stanford, he was at, obviously here with San Francisco 49ers, Michigan guy. He is the same dude and the same quotes. And he had some funny ones in regards to meeting Brock Purdy or wanting to meet Brock Purdy. Still funny to me that like he still hasn't done that.
Seems like it'd be pretty easy to do, just like before practice.
Well, doesn't Purdy real quick seem like the perfect Jim Harbaugh like story quarterback? Like, couldn't you imagine Harbaugh coaching Purdy and like gassing him up, right? And he punches his chest like he did Alex Smith.
I'm sure for a lot of Niner fans, you don't have to work hard to imagine Jim Harbaugh coaching Brock Purdy. Like, this is something I think we'll get into later in the show. It's just the fondness for Jim Harbaugh that still exists.
They still love him around here. They do.
Listen, he was a very popular coach when he was here. So, yeah, I think a lot of 49er fans can easily close their eyes and pretend that they live in a world where Jim Harbaugh is slapping the shoulder pads of one Brock Purdy.
They have that parallel. They obviously have Trey Lance as a backup now behind Justin Herbert. Once upon a time, the Niner fans thought he was going to be the future franchise quarterback.
On a field of Adonis.
In a field of Adonis. Shasky and Bonte made him famous, one might say, or infamous, considering how his career went here in San Francisco.
I know Dibbs has his list of 15 moments. That's the Dibbs list.
Oh,
it's
that
his
one.
List.
The practice. Come on.
I enjoyed Dibbs' list. Dibbs had a solid list.
It's his list.
Yeah, no, it's his list. I thought he had a good list. Yeah. Of all the lists at 95.7, that is one of them.
You just made the list.
And if you were to make another list of 15 great moments over the 15 years at that station, the oh my goodness, Bonte is absolutely up there.
And shout out to Debbie.
Debbie,
the team store, is that who she was?
So, yeah, with the security guards there. Again, I always remember I was producing Scrub Sunday with Whitey and Coes.
That's what they called it.
That's what they called it, Scrub Sunday. I was producing their show, and I get a call from Shaz. He's like, I need to get on here and talk about Trey Lance right now.
That's so unlike Shasky. He forced himself onto that show on a Sunday afternoon.
Like, who is this producing? Who is this? This is Lubman. Lubman, I need to get on. I need to talk about Trey Lance.
I actually give you a 3 for that impression of Joe Shasky.
Fortunately, I've had a lot of time to get you to, brush it up.
We've been texting in the main thread occasionally, and the only time he responded was a certain video from a certain ex-producer here at the station that was posted. That was really bothering him.
Well, no, he got offended when I said Chaz got offended in our group chat last night when I said that Bryce could still hit home runs in the short porch and right.
The future.
It's like, yes, I know the ball doesn't carry, but it's 309 down the right field line.
15 years.
I mean, anyway, it did look effortless when he hit that home run to center field. That was a great home run
last night by Bryce.
The only highlight.
Yeah, I would say only focus on that one little moment of that. Good Lord.
Carson he's just not very good.
It's not when you have
not very good.
And again, we're going to see Tugboat Matt Wilkinson go tonight. And again, it's
going to go great.
Again, Spadoni, you were freaking out about the low fastball velocity yesterday.
Everyone's throwing 95, and this guy's throwing 90, and he's supposed to be part of our rotation in the future.
I'll have Dave Fleming educate. No, because we'll have Dave Fleming educate you.
Greg Maddux. I was like, okay, thanks. This guy's gonna be Greg Maddux, Monte. Come on.
All right, let's just forget what you're saying right now. The whole point is you're complaining about the whole throwing 90 thing. When you throw 90 but can't locate, you become Carson Winston. When you throw 90 and can locate, hopefully that'll be Tugboat tonight. So
okay. Do we have like a special like like a tugboat noise? Like
let's have them pitch well first, and then we'll start doing the tug.
Right.
I mean, again, they're making a lot of hype about this kid. Maybe it's because of the nickname.
I think that's literally it. And he's a little hefty, too. He's got a little size to him. Yeah.
We actually have the same birthday, him and I.
Oh, look at you
10-year difference, but yeah.
Oh, well, he doesn't. He looks like older than us, too. Maybe because
there we go.
There it is. Keep that in the rotation.
My tugboat.
I will eat my words and play the tugboat the drop all the time if he's does well. All right, so
instead of what do you hear, what do you say? What do you hear, what do you tug? No, actually, no, not that at all. That's awful. That was awful.
Careful.
Ooh. You know what? Why don't you talk, Spin? I'm going to take the next minute off here and kind of recompose here.
Just going to let that breathe a little bit. That was something, huh, boys? 6:17 a.m. Triple X Lubman over here. Are you kidding me? You been hanging out in Penn State, Sam? Is that what you've been doing these days?
That story. Are we allowed to talk about that story? I heard them talk about in Two Pros and a Cup of Joe.
Yeah,
are they allowed to talk about? We're not.
Wait, why can't we talk about it? It's a major story in news and in sports.
Like
the cocaine capital of the world. We are Penn State.
Story. I think that's more of a just news story.
Oh, you're right. It's not a sports story at all.
It was a frat that did it.
Oh, frat. I thought it was I thought there were some athletes.
The kid who was in it though, who led it, Pablo Pledgekabar was his nickname. It's
pretty good.
That's an elite nickname.
It's pretty good.
That is an elite nickname. That got me laughing pretty hard.
Got you tugged up. 888-957-9570 is the number to get involved.
Tugging away.
You can call or text. It's the same number, 888-957-9570. So back to the parallels of the Chargers. I mentioned the head coach.
Back on subject.
I mentioned the backup quarterback, Trey Lance, obviously. And then there's another parallel with the 49ers side of things. You have Mac Jones now, the backup. There was once upon a time, there was a fan base divided. Actually, I don't even think it was divided. It was mainly 90% of fans wanted Trey Lance to be drafted over Mac Jones. I was one of the Mac Jones truthers. Still am. Still think he's a pretty good quarterback. If you get the right talent and coach around him, he can be pretty good. He won some games last year in San Francisco. I think he salvaged a lot of, how people thought of him prior to when McDaniels departed in New England, when he was a rookie of the year, when he was a legitimate, starting quarterback in the NFL. People forget his rookie season. He went to the playoffs.
He was solid that rookie year.
He went to the playoffs. Now,
he got to a solid start, and then that's, just kind of faded after that.
And you lose your offensive coordinator. You bring in Joe Judge and Matt Patricia alongside the dumpster fire that was the end of Bill Belichick in New England.
Bill Belichick at the end was just, he lost his fastball.
That's what happens. So I think last year shut a lot of people up in regards to, Mac Jones and the hate that he was getting leading up to that draft. But it's an interesting compare and contrast. Like what changes if they took Mac Jones instead of Trey Lance with that pick? Maybe you never get Brock Purdy.
I don't think you have Brock.
Is Mac Jones still the starting quarterback here in San Francisco? I have no idea. It's just an interesting what-if scenario there. Obviously, the Brock Purdy angle, you can compare him with Justin Herbert. Another parallel people like to bring up all the time is Justin Herbert has never won a playoff game. He's 0-3. Now, I don't blame him for all those losses. I mean, that first loss I'll probably put on Brandon Staley more so because they had a huge lead in Jacksonville and they blew it. It's one of the worst playoff collapses we've ever seen.
Yeah, don't bring that up around Evan.
Don't bring it up around Joey Bosa either. He was very upset during that game and after. But that being said, Brock Purdy, what has he done? He's gone to an NFC Championship game. He's gone, obviously, to a Super Bowl, been an overtime period away from winning said Super Bowl. What he did last year in Philadelphia, I honestly think that was his best playoff victory. And if you look at the box score, people won't agree with that. But you watch the game, defending Super Bowl champions at Lincoln Financial Field, in the elements. It was windy as hell in that game. Overcame two pretty poor interceptions and had a game-winning drive in the end there in the fourth quarter when Philadelphia was healthy and San Francisco was not. And they lost George Kittle in that game. So it's a roundabout way of me saying there's going to always be a compare and contrast with Herbert, with Purdy, and we can play that game a little bit later on in the show today. And I do want to do a compare and contrast with the head coaches where this whole thing kind of started, Sam, is, Shanahan and Harbaugh. I was listening to Steiny and Goo yesterday, and I was seething. I'm not going to lie. I was seething.
Steiny spilled again?
Yeah, we'll get to that. I mean, it's the open cups of water, Steiny. You're playing with fire over here. Tim Jordan was ripping out what little hair he had left on his head when he heard that clank.
I got this metal thing on my coffee mug here, keeps the liquid inside. You got the lid on yours as well. It's that simple.
I got the Golden Arches this morning. Feels great. I'm wired up.
I bet.
By the way, I've been
got a lot of coffee left.
I've been going there so much, they know me by name.
Oh.
The nice cashier lady.
It's like Cheers.
The
You walk in, Spadoni.
No, but she has this Latin accent. So it's Joseph. So I was like, oh, good morning. I don't know her name, though. I need to ask her name.
Yeah,
that would
that's
be polite, right?
Kind of rude.
Well,
Just say you walk in and she's like, oh, hey, Joseph. And you're just like, hey.
Yeah, she had my coffee
there.
It was great. It was fantastic.
Friend.
It's no, it's one of those. Hey, you.
Hey, you. There,
hey, you.
There she is.
Do one of those.
Yeah, you got to learn her name, dude. That's you got to start giving her shout outs.
I will. It might be shameless of me. Oh, real quick. God, I forgot to give this person a shout out yesterday.
Oh, you're awful.
No, I'm pulling a Bonte, and I do remember their name, though. Drew in Oakland. I want to give a shout out to Drew in Oakland. Nicole and I were walking with the baby. It was like late afternoon a couple days ago around our neighborhood in Oakland. And this gentleman was, I believe, working for either a paratransit company. It wasn't like East Bay Paratransit, but it was one of those companies where they drive around people that are, in motorized scooters, everything like that.
Those
wheelchairs.
Buses,
yeah. So they help people get to and from, whether it's to a senior center and back to their home. And this person was getting out and helping someone out. And I was walking past and Nicole and the baby's like, hey, wait, are you that dude on the radio? I heard that in the background. I was like, huh?
Ooh.
I stick my head over this van. I was like, yeah, that's me. He's like, dude, I listen every single morning on YouTube and all this sort of. I was like, oh, that's great. What's your name? Dude. He's like, Drew. I was like, Drew, are you from Oakland? He's like, oh, I'll give you a shout out. I was supposed to give him a shout out yesterday, but I didn't. All while this is happening, we were having this conversation, though.
I hope Drew's listening right now.
This old senior citizen, that sounds redundant, but this old man, God love him, he was waiting to be lowered down on the thing. He was up top on the van.
He's just sitting there while you guys are just
in his
talking
wheelchair.
back and forth.
Yeah, I was like, hey, so I was trying to hurry up, right? So this poor guy could just go back home. But Drew was just shooting the breeze with me for a couple of minutes. Sam, what did you just say?
I don't know.
You're getting in deep water here this morning, man.
Hey, at least I haven't spilled anything.
Oh, the vibes are good, man. It's a hump day. We're having fun.
Why? It's because Kaelon Black looked good. And by the way, Carver Willis had that block.
I was right. I said Carver Willis.
Okay, yeah, no, we didn't know, so I confirmed it for you. So
Thank you.
Carver Willis, you're atop the left guard depth chart now.
Carver Willis sounds like a general from the Revolutionary War. He does.
Yeah, General Carver Willis.
Absolutely does.
Yeah. Well, hey, if he can be the general of the 49ers left guard spot, I will absolutely take that.
You know what I want to take? A win tonight at Chase Center against the Minnesota Lynx.
It's a big one tonight.
Can we do that? This is a massive game.
Tone setter.
It's one thing to clinch the playoffs, which is fantastic. All right.
They got higher
huge.
sides, though. Talk about the Valkyries, obviously.
You want to talk about championship contention? Beat the team tonight. More of that on the other side, and it's going to be sponsored by Ceremony Ford.